moving so fast. I know what I want. I look at the frame, and I'm just watching the performances. So I feel like I moved so much faster and just got much better performances and much more coverage because I wasn't trying to match what was in my head. I just saw what was there in front of me. And I also got a lot more experimentation. Like, you know, in the beginning of the film, I really wanted it to look like a New York movie, like almost like You Got Mail, like it's steady cam, it's calm, it's Columbia. It's safe. It's a very safe movie. And when they get to the village, it goes fucking haywire and turns into some horrible nightmare doc. It's like not in focus anymore. Like you can't really see what's going on. I wanted people to feel that. I mean, hopefully that worked. I don't want to do that. Do you hear that? I thought we certainly aftershock. I mean, we wanted to do something different, and I wanted to take chances. You know, I mean, I had plenty of I haven't made a movie in 6 years, and I've had plenty of opportunities to, and I wanted to come back with something that was different. You know, I'm trying to push the genre in an interesting, new, strange direction, and I didn't want to play it safe on any level. So I was like, instead of directing some job or some remake or something, or doing something, I was like, fuck it, let's see what happens if a modern audience saw a cannibal movie. And in the back there, yes.
I saw two really unusual things you guys did in the closing credits. First, putting the Twitter handle by the names, and then listing the films that kind of are the history of the genre. What was the motivation to do that? And did you get any blowback from producers or resistance to those?
Yeah, I mean, one of the Twitter handle came from Nicolas Lopez in his Cape Panda films. They're all on Netflix. They're fantastic romantic comedies. Cape Panda to Vida, which means fuck my life, and there's Cape Panda to Boda, fuck my wedding, Cape Panda to Familia, fuck my family. I think it was Cape Panda to Vida. I saw the credits. You want to talk about that, Nicolas? And I saw the credits, and he had everyone's Twitter handle. The credits was like, that's the best fucking marketing I did.
Yeah, basically you like copy all my good ideas.
Yeah, I took his cast, I took his DVD.
We wanted to do it in Aftershock, but we didn't have the balls to do it. So
it was the wrong mood. I mean, we felt that this movie is very much about activism, and they're all tweeting and using their phones, and they're activists. But we also thought I remember how satisfying it was to watch your movie and be like, you know, it's like the idea that you used to watch a movie, you'd never meet that person. Now you can go home, look them up on IMDb, maybe they have a website, maybe they're on Twitter, are they verified? But fuck it, I want people in the theater tweeting us going, what the fuck, man, I'm sick.
and the movie has a long life, you know, so like today, Aftershock is on Netflix and we're getting a lot of comments because of that. Most of them say, fuck you, Lopez, but the other ones, the good ones, are very nice to look at them, so I think that's awesome, and it's something that nobody has done in a mainstream movie.
Yeah, I can't believe no one thought to do it. I was like, this has to be done. I mean, I think that once people see this, they're like, I want my Twitter, because Twitter followers, marketing people, really look at it. They're like, well, how many Twitter followers do you have? Okay, let's listen to them. Like, it's actually become a very important thing, but it's also a great way. I mean, this is going to be all over the world forever. People will be able to watch it and see it, and it's also something that I think is right now of this moment. 2 years, it'll be MySpace 2 or whatever will come back. But also, to answer your question about the cannibal films, one of the things I love about the cannibal genre is that it's so fucking confusing, and probably took me 20 years to decipher which movie was which, because these two rival directors, Umberto Lenzi and Ruggiero Deodato, they sort of kept copying each other and kept trying to one-up each other. And it was like sort of me and the Saw guys, the hostile Saw period, be like, all right, watch this, like trying to fucking outdo each other. But these guys kept using the same actors, but they were made in a time when distributors kept changing the titles. So you look at these directors, and they have 35 different aliases for themselves. And the movies, it's like, why is City The Walking Dead also Nightmare City, but the Walking Dead that they run? It's so confusing, so I just wanted people to go, yeah, have you ever seen this one, have you ever seen that? I was like, no, here it is, in order. These are the different titles of the movies. The idea is that most modern audiences haven't seen those old movies. And for fans, if they like this one and they see the credits, like, oh, that's cool. Maybe they'll watch them in order. And it's like, I wish somebody had listed them out for me instead of who fucking directed them. So I figured I would take that step and do that for the fans.
The one thing that is absent in your film, that's in all those films, is the animal slaughter. Can you talk about your choice to not do that?
Well, obviously, you know, people are very sensitive to animal slaughter, and I've done stuff for people. And I thought, wouldn't it be cool to make a cannibal movie that's very much a pro-animal film? And that way, and that's why I go for the close-ups of Charles, Richard Burgi eating his steak. It's like, to a cow, that's the cannibal scene. You know, that's fucked up. If you're a cow watching that, that's the cannibal scene, but to us it's civilized. And they're playing classical music and they're using forks and knives, and like, who the fuck are we to say that they're savages for eating human meat? The cows think that about us, so that's why the idea is the fucking pigs get kicked out. You know, I think Amy Curry is like, "We're a fucking pig then!" But that's the idea, and that's what it was like in the village, was the animals just roam free. I mean, we were there in those bulls. I remember when you guys walked through the shop with the bulls, I had to walk through first. I was like, are these things gonna kill me? And he's like, that one might. So I had to walk through the bulls, and they were like, don't run too fast. So they like in one take, they just ran. It's like the running the bulls. They ran, the bulls were just sitting there. I'm like, wait, get the camera. And they fucking ran through, and that was the escape of the village. And then that snake in Magda's face, you can actually see the teeth are wide open. The kids came to me in the village and they were like, hey, do you want to use this? And there's a python. And I was like, who wants to take it back? A python to the face. Magda, you want to talk about that? Magda was like, I will.
Yeah, I was like, I'm down. I think everyone was like, I don't think so. And I'm like, eh. And then I really honestly didn't actually know that they can bite you or hurt you or whatever. And then all of a sudden, right before we're about to do a take, they're going to drop it on me. They're like, you know, it might bite her. You're like, no, then you just hold it. Don't let it go. Like, you saved me from it.
But,
Actually,
and then literally, if you freeze frame it now, it's like mouth is wide open. It's that close to it. Yeah, she took a python to the face and he took tarantula to the dick. Okay, we're gonna wrap it up. Let me just quickly go down the line, and I just want one memory from the shoot from everyone, starting with Kirby. We'll make it quick.
Okay, I think my scariest memory is probably going to the hospital. I have allergic reactions when mosquito bites there. The mosquitoes are crazy. But then we made, you know, it was good for the thumbs.
Yes, very lady. Alejandro.
I really like the masturbation. Thanks to Mr. Lopez, but the bugs were a living nightmare the entire shooting. The bugs and the humidity and the heat. That's it.
I think one of my favorite parts actually was that we took an hour car ride to the Port Township Zoo, and then we take a boat ride for like an hour, hour and a half, depending on the current, to the end of the river to the village. And it was like such an awesome beginning of the day and end of the day to reflect and think about what you're about to shoot, and then at the end of the day being like, we're here, like when are we ever going to be here again?
I hate spiders, and I saw a lot of spiders. I never saw two spiders, the same spider. And what else? Oh yeah, I have a bat in my room, living. And it was like, okay, I will live in here because he will eat all the spiders. But no, he didn't. He was like, more spiders then. But you know, I lost my fear of spiders. That's what I have to say.
Well, being dead on a stick all night, I think that's the yeah. It was really hard, and there was a minute that actually I felt because of the last scene I was sitting on this stick, right? Like suddenly the sticks are moving, and I felt, and some guys grabbed me, and it was horrible. Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Everything, but I have to say the kids, working with those kids was amazing. They were beyond, so yeah, that was awesome.
I'm gonna say the location, just stunning. And I don't know if I'll see anything like that beautiful ever again. So yeah, and the friendships.
I'll probably say working with Eli, just because he kind of let me do whatever I wanted to do. He was like, oh, dude, you want to shoot? Okay, here's the camera. Oh, dude, you want to do VFX? Here's the opportunity. He was very open to any suggestions and super helpful in that capacity. And as a filmmaker, and I guess now an actor, that's really weird to say, I learned a lot.
For me, I guess it was going to the village because I was dead before they even get there, so I was not supposed to go. But I stayed in Peru and I got to go and see them all die and suffer, and I would be just taking pictures and walking around, and that was great. To see your friends die, it's amazing.
The hour and a half boat ride from where we were to the town where we shot the movie was awesome, but it wasn't that awesome if you have have diarrhea. So, what can I tell you? Antonio, you want to say something?
I don't remember nothing.
Well, the final thing I want to say is, I have a question for the audience. I have a question for the audience. Would you like to see another one? Love this movie, and it's been so fantastic. We are now starting production on Beyond the Green Inferno, directed by Nicolas Lopez.